Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 69 of the Comic Room Pod. I am your host, Spro, and with me, as always, is my co-host and father-in-law, Mr. Longbox.
Hello, hello.
Welcome in, everybody. We got the new title for Mr. Longbox this week.
That's right. It's not a title that you earn. It's just one you get to embrace and enjoy.
Yeah.
And one of those ways is we do a podcast together.
I think it was like a week or two ago you had mentioned like doing like a reintroduction of like how we know each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I think there might be people every episode that click on and watch us for the first time.
Yeah.
You might never know. So yeah, it's a quick and brief
That's
introduction.
Right. We're here to talk about comics, but also to embody and be living proof of the fact that you can get along with your in-laws.
Yeah, true.
You can even be friends.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even have anything planned today. I think we'll just probably yap.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I know we have planned for today is that after we're done recording, we're going to be watching the 49ers and the Seahawks. And so by the time you guys watch this, happy MLK Day, if you're watching it on the day it drops, Monday, you already know what my state of mind is going to be. But I'm not. I was telling Joshua before we even got set up is that I'm not a believer even in my own team yet. Like it's house money. We've been injured all year. Every time they get me to believe, they break my heart. So I'm kind of just I'm invested, but I'm a little aloof about it. You know, if we win,
Yeah. I want to see a Niners Bills Super Bowl.
That'd be fun. That'd be happy with we've talked about it. The Bills are my second favorite.
Yeah.
To win it. I mean, the one that I would like second most to win. So I won't say I'll be happy if that happens and we lose to the Bills, but I'll be less unhappy.
Sure, yeah.
lose to the Bills.
Fair enough.
I cannot lose to the Chiefs one more time.
Yeah.
And that literally can't happen this year, so that's good.
Yeah. All right. So you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Spros_comics. He is at Mr. Period Longbox. I do like weekly, every week and a half or so, claim sales on IG. So you can tap in there. We just had a really great show this last week. I don't know if I'll do one the week of this release, but I will be doing a Whatnot show for sure. So link to my Whatnot page will be in the description. It'll either be Tuesday or Wednesday evening. Just kind of depends. Yeah. And there was one more thing I wanted to mention that I can't remember.
Well, you got me into Whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, and I've avoided, the short box and whatnot and all these other things, eBay, Instagram, and comic shops and conventions. That's where the comics are coming from for me. Whatnot is dangerous, man. But it's really fun because we were, the thing about like claim sales is you get suddenly FOMO over a book that maybe is out of your price range, but it's cheap. It's a good deal. And you find yourself typing claim before you really have given it a lot of thought because you don't want you just know it's a good deal and that's it, right? On Whatnot, that still does happen, but the books tend to be closer to $5 and $6 and not $500 and $600.
Yeah.
I've never regretted a purchase on Instagram, but it doesn't mean that all my purchases were smart or wise.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, today I was watching Nickel and Dime, great books on IG, and a lot of awesome like moderns and ratios, and so he does a crazy show on Whatnot. 10 seconds, dollar start, sudden death.
So he's really putting it out there.
So you're just going for it. And so he had, maybe it was about like 5 or 6 Rose Besh 1 in 100 variants.
Oh yeah.
So there was like a Daredevil one that was really cool. I think there was a Storm one, like just these gorgeous Virgin 1 in 100. Yeah.
Good.
And so there was about like 3 or 4 seconds left. And this thing is sitting at like $25. And I'm like, dang, these are 1 in 100s. Like these are bangers.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go and put a bid in. And as I go to, now it's at like 2 seconds and I'm about to hit swipe. And then out of nowhere, it jumps from, by that point, it got into the 30s. It jumped to 160.
Oh.
Or like 150-ish.
Wow.
And my finger had to have been a fraction of an inch away from hitting slide, and I just like my body just tensed up.
So if you had slid, then you would have bid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
That is scary.
So that I was like this, and I was like, ah, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Because sudden death is like eBay, where it ticks down, and when it's to zero, that's it. There's
Yeah.
no reset when a bid comes in.
Yeah.
So how do you avoid that? Because I guess I see that could easily happen because you're not really sure how much you're bidding for.
Yeah.
It just depends on how it gets registered by the app.
Yeah. So I think somebody put in like a custom bid, and then it just like jumps it up, when you put in a custom bid, you can set it where it'll automatically bid for you, like eBay.
Yeah.
Or I think you can also set a custom bid where it'll just jump like to that point.
So if you put a custom bid in, does it say like in eBay, if there's something and the bid's at $3 and you're like, well, I'd be willing to pay 25 for this. So I'm just gonna put a $25 bid in.
Yeah.
But I might get it for $4 if nobody else bids. But it will go up to 25 on Whatnot. If you put 25, does that mean you bid 25? Or does it mean you're the next highest bid like eBay up to 25?
You can select which one.
Interesting.
So if you want it to bid for you, you can check it. That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah, I just wondered if you bid $25 because that's the max you want to pay on a book, but if the next bid underneath yours is $5, will you pay $6 or will you pay 25?
You'll pay $6. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
But you can uncheck that so that it'll go to 25
instantly.
Yeah, but it'll say like I'm forgetting like their wordage, but it's like it's something like we'll bid on your behalf or something like that. And so you put in your max bid, and then they'll just increase the bids for you.
Which is a bidding strategy because you're discouraging everybody else. Like when the bid's at $5 on these 25, you're hoping everybody just goes away.
Yeah, which is like when you saw like my Whatnot shows, when somebody puts in a bid and like other people are bidding but their name is like staying. That's what they're doing. They're putting in their max bid
and it's not high enough.
The computer bid for
it's
them.
Bouncing. Okay. Yeah, that might be the way to do it in a sudden death sale because then at least because that's raw. I mean that's really scary. Like to go from whatever it was up to 160, and had you not noticed and you swiped, congratulations, you're the winner.
Yeah,
and you look and you go.
I mean, I won a book like that. Thankfully, it wasn't nearly as much. It was the Fantastic Four 25, Doctor Doom 10100 Artgerm Virgin variant, which I have the trade dress signed by Artgerm. I think I've done that at a show and tell a long time ago. But when I went to bid, it was at like 20. And I was like, oh, this is a killer deal. And then as soon as I bid, my winning bid was 32. But like in a second, it went from 20 to 32. Yeah. And I was like, oh, shoot. And I was like, well, I still got a good price. It's not nearly as good of a price as 20, but I'm still under what that book is going for. So I was like, I'm a Doom fan. Like I wasn't buying that to flip or anything. I was buying that because like, I want it.
Okay, that explains something because I bought a book on Whatnot and I won.
Yeah.
I mean, I bid on a book and I won, but the price that I ended up paying was more than I thought I was bidding.
Yeah.
But you just explained it to me.
Yeah, so
just explained it to me.
So in sudden death, custom bids are definitely the safer route. Yeah.
This is a good public service announcement for collectors out there because that could.
But I'm also doing damage to sellers, so.
That's true. But I mean, I'm very much a newbie at Whatnot. I don't really understand it. I don't get the giveaway. I'm learning as I go. But some of those lessons can be expensive if you're not careful. So
yeah,
good advice.
Yeah, I mean, I would have bought those books, and those Rose Besh Virgin variants. I would have been. Well, I wouldn't have been stuck with them. I would have sold them, but
yeah.
I would not have been stoked on the price that I got them.
But you were telling me that he had popped up a handful of really nice Jenny Frissons, which you bid for on my account, and I appreciate that. Didn't win them, but thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah, he put up a few. The other ones they were like, they were nice Frissons. They didn't jump out to me the way that the Jean Grey one. Mm-hmm. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. But
okay,
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a Whatnot show, and honestly, the more Whatnot shows that I do, I think the kind of crazier that they'll get.
Well, the last one you did was bananas.
Yeah, that's true.
You got going. It was really kind of a fun back and forth with your community, and they talked you into it. You had these books on the wall. You had these books on the back wall, which were big books. Some really big, like first Thanos and stuff like that, right? And,
Somebody got a deal.
And those are not supposed to be. Well, start at a certain $5, $10, $100 even for that book. Low starts and just with a 7-second or 20-second or 30-second bid run, and they just talked you into it, and you're like, all right, fine. And you're throwing up these Invincibles that had $70, $80, $100, $120 values at like $2 starts.
Yeah.
And you just let it rip. And you said, as some went for less, then FMV, some went for more, so it all evened out.
Yeah, it evened out
this time.
essentially perfectly, yeah.
And it was like you had,
crazy.
500 people in there. There was a decent amount. It was like I think 25,
20 something.
Yeah, which is pretty average for a lot of for whatnot. And so it's reasonable to believe there'd be a handful of people that want to buy. But then when you start getting into like first Thanos, there might be 25 people, and there might be 250 people in there. But how many people want to spend $500 on a comic book, and let alone specifically that one?
Yeah, that person got a steal.
Yeah, they did get a steal.
Yeah, and they knew it too.
So if you're looking for the possibility of a big book going up and Joshua just leaving it up to fate, go to his whatnot sale, because if he's saying he's gonna get crazy, he's already gotten crazy.
Based on what that person got that book for like 40 to 45% off.
Yeah. But you didn't mind, because you're like, this book has been in my inventory long enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make somebody happy.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens. But it's still scary. It's like it's really rolling the dice and gambling, almost feels like, you're not really.
No, it did feel like gambling. I felt like I was at the blackjack tables. Like, that's why I kept running those books, because I was like,
I was in the room and I was stressed out for you.
Yeah.
I really was.
I really wanted to go to the casino after, because I was like, this is a feeling I haven't had in a couple of years. I haven't been in the casino in a couple of years.
Well,
and I love blackjack. Is just so fun. And so that was the feeling, is just like, what is going to happen? Like, what is the next card that's going to be flipped? Like, oh great, I got to double down. Okay, face card down, dealer flips their cards. What in the world do I have flipped down?
Yeah.
Do I have a 21? Did I get a king, or did I get a 3?
Yeah.
And I have 14.
Some people love to gamble, some people don't, but I think all comic collectors are gamblers.
Yeah.
To a degree, right? I mean,
Sure.
we put our faith in it, but it's really just, it's faith in a lot of things we don't control,
Yeah.
And if you've ever spec'd hard, like if you've ever gone to an LCS and bought a stack off the shelf, that's pure.
Yeah.
It's it goes up or it doesn't.
Well, and especially these days with the blind bags. So.
Oh yeah, blind bags. Yeah, that's a little legit. Like there's two active sort of very close to gambling things happening in at the LCSs right now. Obviously, blind bags. It's pure.
Yeah.
Take your chances. Maybe you'll get lucky. But then there's Absolute Batman and everything to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to think about Absolute Batman.
I don't know either.
I sold my entire run, my personal run, because it's just at a point where it's like, how does it keep going from here? Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Is this the ceiling? Is it not? Somebody, the person that bought the run from me, they were telling me, they were telling me their opinions. They think that this can keep going, and they asked me my opinion. And as somebody who was like selling them the run, I was just like, I have no clue. Like, it could really go either way. Like, people can wake up tomorrow and just be sick of it and tired of the fact that these books they're just like alternate universe versions of these characters. So it's like, you're not getting a true first appearance of Killer Croc or whatever. And so somebody could just be tired of it. And then they're like, you know what? I'm not putting up with this anymore. Like, I'm done trying to collect the run. I'm done trying to collect all the variants. It could really change at any moment. Or more people could wake up and they'd be like, you know what? I want 2 runs.
Yeah.
Because I think this is going to go.
I mean, is not Ultimate Endgame our gold standard for that? First Miles Morales. I mean, it's an alternative.
Oh, Fallout 4.
Yeah, Ultimate. What did I say? Endgame.
Endgame,
Sorry,
yeah.
Ultimate Fallout.
Yeah.
Ultimate Fallout 4 is that same thing, and that did not die. Like it went to the moon, literally. Well, not literally, but I mean, it went figuratively to the moon, like the one we say to the moon. You know, the Djurjevic went for like 40 grand or something. You know,
Yeah.
Not now, not anymore. But it's still, you can't get that book for under 1,800. What is it? 1,800, 1,500, somewhere in that range.
The Djurjevic?
No, just the regular one in 9.8.
No, it's about 1,000 right now.
Not 1,000, but it's still 1,000, and that's
It's a lot of money.
that. Absolute Batman 1 has another $500 to $600 to go in a 9.8 to get to that.
Which is crazy. Like, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. And yet, anyway, I don't know. Like, at this point, it's a gamble either way. It's a gamble to hold it. If you have it, if you bought it at cover price, if you paid whatever it was, $4.99 for it, I think.
Yeah.
And you have it and you've held it, congratulations, first off.
Yeah.
But now you have to be wondering, do I sell it or do I hold it? And if I hold it, you can't tell me that's not a gamble to hold it. That's why you sold yours. That's why I sold mine. I'm like, you know what? I bought it and I bought it from you for $60.
Yeah.
So I did not even get it at the ground floor. And I figured I'll just cash out. And my gamble is that the prices will come back down and I can get one later for cheaper. That's a gamble.
Yeah.
But holding it's a gamble also, because I could be like, why didn't I sell it for 200 when I could? Now it's back down to 50.
Yeah.
Or I don't think it'll ever get under 50.
No, probably not. No, I feel like for the issue 1, 80 to 100 is probably the floor at this point.
Yeah.
Like, but as how much it can keep going, I don't know. No clue.
And that's why it would have been, you know, I watched every single one of those show up at the LCS, all of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't really believe it, you know, and I wish I had, because then I could have the best of both worlds. I could have bought 2 of each, sold one, bought one.
Yeah.
I mean, kept one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I bought the first one because I remember seeing people on Twitter talk about it. Like, there's a whole other side of like the comic book hobby that we on Instagram like don't really interact with, and it's like the TikTok, Twitter side, who are like readers. They don't collect really, and even from some TikToks I've seen, like they don't even understand why people spend like hundreds of dollars. They're just like, just read it online. Like there's no like collecting. Like you don't have to be a comic collector to have these big books. So they're like really on the reading side. Anyways, when they started talking about it before it came out, and just like the hype, like a month, 2 months before it came out, I was like, dang, I got to pick some of these up. So I put it on my pull list and I picked up 3.
Of issue 1?
Of issue 1. And I had, 4.
Nice.
I picked up 3 on the day. Gosh, and I wish, man. I picked up 3 on the day, okay? Which usually don't do more than 3.
Yeah, it's
like,
a lot, yeah.
In general. I picked up 3, and then I went back later, like a few days, maybe a week later, and there was still some
Oh my gosh.
on the rack.
Ugh.
And I should have just grabbed every single one of them, but instead I just grabbed 1. So I had 4 total. I had 1 in my PC and then 3 to sell. I brought 2 to a claim sale. And mind you, I bought these for $5. I brought 2 to, like, some of my first ever claim sales. Sold them for $20 each.
See, that's weird though, because you look at it as a loss, as a beat.
Yeah.
Yet you made 4 times your money.
Yeah.
It's not a beat, but it's a missed up. It is and it isn't.
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
But what I 4x'd is so much less than what you 3x'd off of me.
Yeah, you could have 10x'd it.
Yeah.
And you sold one of them to me for 60, and then I sold mine for
175. I think.
175. I offered it for 2, sold for 175. I don't know. You know, you got to make your decisions. I don't know. I'm just curious. Are you buying or are you holding with Batman, Absolute Batman 1? And then what do you do with the other Absolute stuff? Because if the Absolute Batman universe if you're into it, then it's all of it. Then it's absolute Green Lantern, it's absolute Flash, it's absolute Wonder Woman, it's absolute all of it. So are we gonna go crazy spec on absolute Green Lantern? I won't.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And if I lose, and if it's a huge mistake, I'll live with it. But here's why. Dark Knight Returns. Similar level spec craziness. Not though the values didn't accelerate that high that fast. As a result of the success of that format, the very next one to come out was a Green Lantern is a copy of Dark Knight Returns in the format. 4 issues, same thickness, same cardboard cover, same premium format, and they had some good artists and writers on it, and it was called Green Lantern and the Longbow Hunters, and it was a 4-issue run. And I'm like, yeah, this is my chance to, I'm going to make out with this, and I'm going to buy. And those things, I can't give them away. And I carried and they're big and they're thick and they're heavy, and I've carried them around for 35 years, and they're worth less than the cover price. And I'm not going to let Green Lantern do it to me again. But then, I don't know, I'm talking myself out of it. Maybe I'll just buy one. Because if I don't, then if I don't and it goes up, hasn't Green Lantern done it to me again?
Yeah, it's true.
I got to hedge my bets. I'm not going to spec like buy dupes. I'll just get one.
Yeah.
Just one copy of issue 1.
You know what I think is being slept on while Absolute Batman is running hot is the Ultimate Spider-Man books. Because mind you, those came out, Ultimate Spider-Man came out first.
Yeah.
And there was just as much hype at the beginning as Absolute. And the story, in my opinion, I'm not fully caught up on the Absolute run, but the story of Ultimate Spider-Man is better in my opinion.
Okay.
And I like both. I like both Batman and Spider-Man. So I'm not really going to be.
So are you saying not just issue 1 of Absolute Spider-Man? Ultimate Spider-Man, man, get your head in the game. Not just that issue 1, but the whole run. Because I do see them pop up on Whatnot for cheap, and I'm like, I feel like I should fill the whole run and have it.
Cover price, yeah. You can get them still for cover.
I got some at that sale down south in the dollar bin.
Yeah,
and I just picked them up when I saw them. I was like, that's crazy.
Let me see.
But you don't see the same level of excitement for the Ultimate X-Men title, though, right? Or the Ultimate Black Panther title. But isn't it all the same story?
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm just looking to see what Ultimate Spider-Man 1 has most recently sold for. We got $100. $100. Last sale today.
Yeah, I bought mine about the same price point as I bought the Absolute Batman 1. Paid $60 for that, and it was either $75 or $80 I paid for the Ultimate Spider-Man 1. I just felt like I don't want to miss it. I want to have it.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me see. Absolute Batman 1. Let me see what last sale is.
It's out of control. And I'm not complaining. I love it. I think it's great. The excitement to the hobby.
Yeah. A bid 158 at a bid, which means like
Wild West with the bids.
Yeah, I mean you're getting it cheaper on a bid, which is why I'll be telling you guys, eBay bids, don't sleep.
Yeah, you can get
steals.
paid. Yeah, you can make some money.
But look at this, 7 bids, 267. Never mind, maybe I'm lying.
Oh, what?
267 on a bid.
On a raw?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's $100 more than I sold mine for.
Yeah,
Almost.
I mean that's a bad deal. I think
Somebody FOMO'd into it.
Yeah, somebody got a bad deal.
It's not like you can't get it. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. 7th print. There's an Arabic version. Goes for 70.
Well, I can understand that because it's coming out at the same time.
Yeah,
that's fair. But anyway, yeah, it's I agree with you. The Ultimate Spider-Man is really. Can I say undervalued? I mean, it seems silly to say, but it feels like after issue 1, the whole run sort of overlooked.
Yeah, I think there's maybe like 2 books that like go for a little more. Like the first Black Cat, I think, goes for Ultimate Black Cat, goes for a little more. But I mean, I think they both have the same thing going for it. Alternate versions, different origin stories, same villains, same first appearances, different takes, iconic writers from like Scott Snyder has written a lot of iconic stuff. He did the Court of Owls, that whole thing. Jonathan Hickman, I mean, he wrote Secret Wars, the FF run that he did. He's done a lot of iconic stuff. So both iconic writers for both of those publishers. I mean, it's like mirrored. Like truly, it's they have the exact same reasons why you would invest or why you say you should invest into Absolute Batman are the exact same reasons why you should say you should invest into Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah. The only difference is Ultimate Spider-Man is done this month, whereas DC has no plans to stop Absolute Batman anytime soon. So, and 24 issues, that's going to be a lot cheaper to collect.
You can have the whole run.
Yeah, than however many issues they decide to take Absolute Batman for, which who knows.
Yeah. One thing you guys know I collect Catwoman, and I've complained that DC has not really done a good job with her character almost ever. And part of that reason is just because she's so tied to Batman. Like she is the yin yang to Batman, and I mean Joker is totally that, but just who is she if she's not the one that is bouncing off of Batman in some way? You know? And so that you can't have her totally be an independent character. She's always going to be Batman's character.
Yeah.
You know? But maybe there's a chance in the Absolute universe to liberate her from that. You get another shot and let her be Selina. Let her be, because she's a really compelling character that they haven't really done a lot with in the 80 years since she's been around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they will or if they won't, but it would be nice,
I think she's getting a one shot. Absolute Catwoman. I think she's getting a one shot.
Okay. And
Scott Snyder said I saw this on TikTok. Somebody was at a Scott Snyder signing and they were like, hey Matt, like I love your work. And they were recording at the signing. They were just like, I love your Batman New 52 run. I just got to know, like, are you bringing the Court of Owls to the Absolute universe? And then just like, Snyder was like, yeah, issue 14 in February.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He knew?
Or not 14. Sorry, that would be
16,
17.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I think this month is 16.
This month is first Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be this month, right?
So, yeah. He was like, yeah. He's like, just hold out for 17 in February. Yeah. So he said something along those lines.
So that has to generate, right, interest in Batman 6 from the New 52, or does it take away?
I don't know. I think neutral. I don't think it's going to impact it one way or the other.
It's fascinating. I'm really glad for DC because we're always talking about Marvel books because they're always the hot ones, and everything's spinning off the movies. But it's nice to see DC have a big winner in 2025 and 2026. Like that's good for the hobby.
Yeah,
for sure. So, anyway,
yeah.
Should we do show and tell or
Yes, I do not remember. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier when I was like,
what's the thing you forgot?
It was about Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. So, yeah, show and tell.
Yes, do it.
All right.
I'll go first if you want.
All right, okay. Go for
it. My show and tell is 2 books. This one is one you probably recognize, Daredevil, issue number 11 from, I had my glasses on. Does it say 2008 on it?
It says 2000.
2000. I can't see it. Okay, this is that amazing David Mack cover of Daredevil. If you're listening, it's Daredevil. I'm just gonna put my glass on, save it for all the trouble. It's Daredevil issue number 11. And this is the third of the run where Echo is introduced. And it's just a gorgeous cover. It's one of the first slabs that I ever bought. It might be the first slab I bought, actually. $100 on a claim sale. It's this beautiful cover of Maya Lopez and Daredevil embracing. They each have, she's got a gun behind her back and he's got his billy club, and there are these angels flying around. And it's just an interesting cover, right? It's a really beautiful cover. And it says on there, has Quesada, Palmiotti, and Mac 391. There's no mention of anything else on there as far as like the credit goes, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so you all can see this book. I'll give that to you. But I want to share this with you because you might not know that book is actually a low-key homage to a different book that came out about 20 years earlier, or maybe 15 years earlier. And it's a cover, here you go. It's a cover by Bill Sienkiewicz. And I didn't see any credit given here on the cover like you normally see, like after, But it's Elektra Assassin, issue number 4 from 1986. And what you have is Elektra and some gangster the gangsters, they're holding in the same embrace. The gangster's got a gun behind his back. Elektra's got the sai behind her back, and surrounding them are angels, and the color scheme is the same. This is absolutely an homage. This is an homage to this. And if it's not, then it's just a straight up copy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'm going to call it an homage because I'm a huge David Mack fan, and I don't believe he would just like ripped it. But so I'm not doing this as to expose anything. I thought it would just, people like to talk about homage covers, and this is a really popular cover. And you might not know that this is the kind of inspiration for that cover, and you can get this book for $1. This does not have a lot of value. It's hard to find a really clean copy though because of the white cover.
I think the reason why it probably doesn't say after is because it's a different point of view. Like the Elektra Assassin one is taken from behind them, and the Daredevil one is taken from in front.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but the angels.
Yeah, it's just like a flipped POV, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, if you're a fan of the not that this one is an expensive book either, Daredevil 11, it's you can find it. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. But if you're one of those collectors that likes to get the original and the homage and put them together and that sort of thing, this one is one that's never ever talked about despite the popularity of that cover, and it's just cool.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch it right away because this had been in my collection forever, and I bought this one off the rack, but I finally remembered, and when I was flipping through my Elektra collection, I went, "That's what it was." I knew I recognized it. So anyway, just a cool little piece of history. I'm not trying to like call anybody out. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a cool piece of comic book cover history there. These two books together. So there's my show and tell.
Nice. All right, my show and tell is a find that I had this week. Also Daredevil.
Hey, we did not talk.
And look at that. I threw up Daredevil 1.
Hey, we got a theme going.
Yeah. So last week, Mr. Longbox helped me move some books around, and I was just digging around through some of the boxes, and I found this book, and I love this cover. I've always loved it because it's Mike Zeck. And taking this out of the bag for a reason. This is Daredevil 241. Okay. Gorgeous Mike Zeck cover. I think Mike Zeck is like one of the best 80s, late 80s, 90s artists.
Yeah.
Like, and the color that he normally uses, Klaus Janson did the colors on this one.
Nice.
And yeah, it's always just,
yeah, that's beautiful.
It's just Daredevil. Like, this just screams Daredevil. What I learned a couple months ago, because I had another copy of this book that I was selling, was this is, to my knowledge, the only time Todd McFarlane did pencils for Daredevil. I don't think he's ever even done a Daredevil cover. I've never seen
I've
one.
never seen one.
So let me find the panel. There's a really cool panel that he does here. Just
Wow.
really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
But this was in a bag, and I was looking at it. I pulled out the box, and I was like, "Oh, cool, a newsie." Then I like peek at the top, and I'm like, is that? And I was like, no. I was like, that's probably just like, because sometimes like when you look at the top and you think it's a Mark Jeweler, you're just like, no, it's like one of those like center folds where like they just like dump all the ink.
Yeah.
And it's like just one of those ads. But then I open it up, and lo and behold,
Bang.
it is a Mark Jeweler.
Wow.
And I've had this book since honestly probably 2022, like when we started collecting again. I think I remember the shop that I bought it at, which isn't around anymore. And yeah, I mean, I picked this thing up for no more than $3 probably.
Yeah.
And which is just cool. Like, because I've only come to appreciate, Mike Zeck in like the second half of 2025. And then only in like October and November did I come to realize that this book had McFarlane
First
pencils.
and only.
Yeah, as far as I know, at least.
Work on Daredevil.
And then just this past week, I find out this is a Mark Jeweler.
Yeah,
so
that's a nice looking copy too, which is not always easy to accomplish. With the Mark Jewelers, because they're newsies and all the risks that come with that. But they're like very specific newsies too. They were Army bases, right?
Yeah, I have this as like a 8085 plus. Like it could use a press. It for sure could use a press. But it is like a slight spine roll. There's not a lot of like color breaking. There's just like a lot of dents. There's a little bit of color break up on the top here. But yeah.
How rare are Mark Jewelers? You know, I mean, I know it's very rare, but how? Because it was just military bases on the West Coast.
I don't know if it was just the West Coast.
Okay. But you just don't see, but you can get Mark Jewelers of Bronze Age. I've seen ASM 129 as a Mark Jeweler.
Yeah, I think as early as 20 cent.
And as late as,
well, what's that one? 75 cents?
This is a 75-cent cover.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because you might think, why would there be a jewelry insert for a comic book if, and I'm saying this in air quotes if you're listening, comic books are just for kids. You know? But obviously they're not for kids only. And they were distributed in this case, and you told me this, at Army bases, and servicemen all out there on their own, missing their girl. It's not uncommon that they decide, when I see her again, I'm gonna pop the question.
Yeah.
It's such a cool piece of history.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the rarity is. I feel like in general, and I think I didn't watch the video, but I saw the thumbnail and the title from Swaggle It's like nothing is rare. And it was about somebody. The thumbnail was like somebody was selling a collection, and there was like a ton of Wolverine ones and some other books, and it's just like, I don't think we fully. And I think the title was something like the boomers are starting to sell their collections, that type thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I think we really don't fully know what's out there.
The boomers are selling them, or their kids are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. There'll be some, I think, interesting finds over the next 10 years in the comic book world.
Yeah.
That books, by finds, I don't mean, wow, I found a Superman one in my attic, but I mean literal, like actual collections that nobody really knew what was in those collections, like the Fantast collection, like that.
Or like, I mean, what I think about is like, okay, we're probably not going to find a ton more Action ones, Superman ones. Like, well, we'll definitely find more. More will come up. But I think what's probably going to start popping up in like the next decade more and more is like AF-15s and FF1s and like early silver, that type of stuff, because I think it's going to be just older heads, like people who were older than you, who were buying.
That's right. There are people in this world older than me.
Just barely.
That's right.
But people who were buying 12 cents off the rack, and their collections are going to start to be liquidated.
Yep.
And put onto the market. And so, for those guys, they'd have to be 15 to like 20 years older than you, right? So that's where they're approaching that point in their life where like, all right, it's time to start liquidating assets and
I don't want to leave this to my kids to have to deal with or whatever.
Right, because it's just wiser to be like, I need like, it's better to put this in money and to give it to them as opposed to giving them things that they might not totally know about and then get ripped off on or something.
Yeah.
So, those collections are going to start hitting the markets, and you're going to see, I'm sure, I didn't watch Swaggle Hall's video, so maybe I'm just echoing what he said, but I'm sure we're going to see people like, oh yeah, this dude's got FF1 250, like, and he's just had them since the 60s.
And okay, so from a pure supply and demand, it seems obvious to state, well, that will drive prices down, and it could, but it also could generate interest, which increases demand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Whenever there's a big find for a major book, it's like the one that recently turned up somewhere in the San Francisco Bay Area. It was a Superman 1 or no, it was a Detect 20s.
No, it was a Superman 1.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing that makes headlines and suddenly everybody's interested.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, whoa, comic books have value. And then, out of that huge amount of people, the general population who is interested, there's a small percentage that stays interested. So I do think that, of course it increases supply, but I do think it also concurrently potentially increases demand even more as people, maybe not for that particular book because how many people can buy it, but I mean, just interest in the hobby at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Like, how many people have you ever talked to about comics that never knew about your hobby? They were curious about it and you told them about it and then suddenly got into it.
Yeah.
Because it's very cool and fun.
Yeah.
It's not, it makes sense that could happen. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It's going to be the early Silver Age. It's going to be that.
Okay, wait, I have a question. Are we one generation or two generations removed from our parents?
One. So my dad is one generation. I mean, I guess that depends. I mean,
because I'm thinking like you're like somebody who is like 10 to 15 years older than you would be somebody who is a kid buying 12-cent issues off the rack. Yeah. Because you were born in the 60s.
Yeah.
So they would have had to been born in like the 50s to be.
Yeah. Or even late 40s even. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm thinking, like, okay, somebody older than you by a decade to 2 decades is buying, well, a decade to a decade and a half is buying that early silver off the rack. But then there would be somebody like your dad who would have been 20s, 30s.
Yeah, he was born in the 40s. So yeah, even when he was just crawling around, he was born after Batman 1, for example. Yeah. So he would have been buying books in like the mid 50s.
Yeah.
Where I was buying books in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
And 70s. I came to it later but I was reading comics in the 70s.
So maybe there's about 2.5 generations.
Yeah, if you figure generations like 20 to 25 years, something like that, it just depends. Because now, like, if somebody waits to have kids until they're 35 or 40, then it's 2 generations.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But typically, my parents got married when they were 21, and then I was the second kid. So I think they were maybe 25, 26 when they had me, something like that.
Yeah.
Things were different back then, man. You got married, you started having kids. Like, you got married early, you started having kids early, and we live in a different world. But it's funny. This past Christmas, and you already know this because we were sitting under the same Christmas tree up in the Bay Area. My mom and dad actually did that. They started to divest some of their tangible worth to all of us. Yeah. To my wife and me, but also to all the grandkids. And there are 4. Am I right? Yeah, 4. and I won't share what he gave you guys. That's your business. But typically, my parents just would, write us a check and say, get what you want, kind of thing. And it was always very generous and very nice. And this time around, I get this box, and I have no idea what it is, but I've just watched you guys open something unique. And the grandkids all opened something unique. So I'm like, well, that was really cool, And I have this little box. It's clearly not what you guys got because it's not in the same shape.
Yeah.
And I open, and it's this gold box, and I open it, and it's a 1 ounce gold coin, an uncirculated 1 ounce Canadian maple leaf from the 80s, like 86, I think.
Yeah.
And uncirculated is beautiful, incredible. And, an ounce of gold, I think it's like $4,500 or something like that, just for the gold itself. But then that's just the spot price. And it's for me not something that I'll probably ever sell and spend. I'll just, except in dire need or something like that, right? But it was this really weird mix of like obviously gratitude and just being overwhelmed by that. Because that's when I say my parents would write us a check for Christmas, it wasn't anything like that. It was just go get something nice for yourself. It meant a lot of different things at once. I had a strange swirl of emotion about it. It was really unusual. I was of course overwhelmed and excited to have this beautiful piece of gold in my possession. But it also kind of, it just makes you think of the reality of maybe why they would be thinking to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents are in their 80s, and you just start thinking about that too. It's wow, how did I get here? But anyway, it was a really neat moment where they I think determined, it's time to, begin to do that rather than, and hopefully it's a long, long time from now, but at whatever time that is, where it suddenly falls into the hands of the state, and then you have to deal with all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, it was really cool. Like that thing is, it's in a safe, it's tucked away. So anybody watching thinking, what's your address? I'll come get it. It's not there, and all that. But it was a special moment, and I think about that with my own collection, at some point. I'll be in that position. I'm not a boomer, I'm a Gen Xer. So I'm 15, 20 years behind that generation, but it will come if the Lord blesses me with enough years then that will come.
Yeah.
People complain about getting old. It's better than the alternative, right? but there'll be a time where I decide you don't want to sit on this stuff, and it's no longer meaningful for me to hang on to it. It's more meaningful for me to give it away.
Yeah.
I'm not there right now. I'm still acquiring. It's meaningful for me to buy it.
Still building a lot.
Yeah. But anyway, it's just, it's funny how you go through these stages in life. And I think, the baby boomers are definitely there. My parents are they might even be considered silent generation. Like they're the oldest of the baby boomers.
And they're still killing it.
I know they're still rocking it, but there's a whole generation of people who bought all those Silver Age books who are in their, I would say, mid-70s now.
Yeah.
So we should expect to see those hitting the market.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what age people start thinking about their mortality. I mean, I think about it all the time, and I'm also turning 30 this year, and I feel like that's a big year where you're like,
that's a milestone. You're going to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure that there comes a year as you age and get older where you're like, this isn't pre-Noah days where we were living in 900.
I don't think I'm going to get 900 years. In fact, I better not, because my retirement plan is not going to make it. Whenever I hear like Elon Musk get on and say, well, we should be able to solve the whole aging thing because, the body ages uniformly. So that means there's some kind of a timer. So we just have to find the timer. It's like he said, your left eye doesn't age faster than your right eye. Your left hand doesn't age faster than your right hand. So there's an overarching timer for your body. And so once we can isolate that, we can, and maybe that's true, but I don't know how I feel about that because then I have to work for my whole life. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. It's an odd thought. It's an odd thought. I don't know that if someone said to me, hey, Bob, do you want, when I hit say 80, hey, take this pill and you'll live to be 130. I might be like, no, I'm passing on that because I can't smell, I can't taste, my knees hurt, my hips hurt. and I'm running out of money, so maybe not, and I'm not about to go back and get a job,
I want to go home.
Yeah, exactly. And I see eternity differently than maybe, than some. Certainly, all see eternity differently than each other, maybe to some degree. But I believe I have a wonderful destination, and when I'm done with this life, so I want to stick around with all you guys as long as possible. But I'm not afraid to step into the next life. By that I don't mean reincarnation, by the way. Step into heaven and enjoy eternity with the Lord. But that's what I believe.
Yeah, I feel like there just comes a point with older people, and like I just say this as somebody who's like, where I previously worked, there was just a lot of older folk, and there just comes a point where just things start to hurt too much, and life just gets like difficult. Like going through day-to-day things just becomes more of a hassle.
Yeah,
and it's like at that point where they're like, yeah, I could go.
I'm ready.
Like
I do think
it's too much effort at this.
Yeah,
point.
I honestly believe that is a mercy.
Yeah,
I do, because when you're your age, Joshua, when you're young, and this is the poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow said this: the thoughts of youth are long thoughts. When you're young, your thoughts are long, and they should be long. You're thinking about the future, always about the future and your plans, and of course you are.
Yeah,
because that's your whole life is your future. It's all laid out in front of you to live, and so you're thinking long thoughts. As you get to my age, my thoughts are not as long as they were when I was 20, and when and if I'm blessed to live into my 80s, my thoughts are not going to be long into the future. Right. At that point, they might be long backward, as much as I'm able to remember it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you do want to, you love your life and really cling to it and want to hold on to it when you're young and healthy and strong, and everything's in front of you, and you're starting your family, and you're marrying your soulmate and all these things. Why wouldn't you be in love with your life?
Yeah,
you should be in love with your life. It's a gift, and you're living it, and you're at your peak.
Yeah.
But as you age, again, assuming you're granted long years and health, even so, as you age, life starts to take things away.
Yeah.
It just does. And you enjoy it, and it takes away your capacity to enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
There are other things that you enjoy, but you don't, you just physical things, maybe mental capacity, even the healthy people, eventually things get taken away, and then that makes you love your life less and look forward to the next life more. And so and again, next life, I mean heaven. You don't. I don't say you're ever like welcoming death. I don't think I'm ever going to be like, yeah, just kill me. But you're at peace with it.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, by the way. But that's all that's in the Lord's timing. But I can see why.
He's boxing.
That's right. That's why I go. That's why I work out and lift and box, and because I want. This is the only body I have. And I can't control when it's going to give out, but I can do what I can, at least while I'm in it, have the best quality of life. So, anyway.
Well, all that morbid talk to say boomers are letting their collections go.
Okay, look, to turn it to an optimistic thing, being a comic book speculator is a vote for hope. Hope in a future at all. Hope for a good future. Hope that and a belief that this will turn out well for you. Like, it's a very hopeful hobby.
Yeah.
I don't think you can be a cynical comic book collector very long. I think you just be unhappy and you should just move on.
Well, you would buy and then you would sell, and then you'd be out of the hobby fast.
Yeah. But would there ever be another Dark Knight? I don't know, until Absolute Batman came around. Then there was, what I mean? Could there ever be another comic book that you would say 20 years later, man, it's a $2,000 book now? If you had asked me in 1980, I would have said probably not, because everybody's buying them. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
But then we have Invincible 1. It is a hopeful thing to go to the LCS or go to a convention or an Instagram sale and say, I'm going to spend $500 for this book because I believe it's going to be worth more in 3 years.
Yeah.
I just,
or just the current joy it'll give you.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably why we all love the hobby so much, and we love the community part of the hobby so much, because we're all optimists. We're all just in it because we believe in something bright about the future. Yeah. Otherwise, why would we do it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I never really thought about that until just now.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like two like dual sided, or dual sided, not sighted. One, what you're saying,
Yeah.
but also just the present feeling of like, because some books have those like two, like this one. I like this book. I also think that this is a very underrated, undervalued book.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it because I think that it has room to go. It doesn't necessarily bring me the most joy being in my collection. I do enjoy it. I like Luke Cage.
Yeah.
But the joy that I get from this book is nothing compared to this book.
Yeah.
Or that book right there. Like these books are like, if it goes up to $1 million, fantastic. If it goes down to $10, that'll suck. But I really wouldn't care because I just love this book so much.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. It's not only about if it goes up in value. There's something else to it. I agree with you there.
But there's also the side of me that's like, I kind of do hope that this goes up to $1 million because
I hope so. Yeah.
because it makes me happy, and if it makes me rich, that would be cool. So,
yeah. I mean, why? Yeah. If you can have the best of both worlds, man, take it.
Yeah.
You know that. Yeah. It's. I do, by the way, really like that Luke Cage issue 1. It's just a gorgeous cover.
Yeah. You have one, right? 6-0?
I do. I don't think it's 6-0. It might be 6-0.
I think because mine was this one.
Yeah, it is 6-0. Yes, it is. I remember that now. Yeah. We had that thing where we think maybe they mixed up the descriptions in the.
Yeah.
It's a sweet book, man.
Yeah.
I do love it.
And I know you're always looking at this one. I tried to sell your other one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one.
I mean, I try to sell it because if I sell that one,
yeah. If you're all wondering, because I made a big deal about getting all the first year of the FF, and suddenly you might see on Joshua's claim sale that my FF issue 7 is for sale.
Yeah.
You're thinking, what's Longbox up to? All I'm up to is an upgrade. If I sell, like Joshua is willing to sell this one here, but he's giving me dibs, and I said yes, please. And he's not in a rush to sell it yet. And he's given me time to see if I can move mine so that I can pay a little bit more to get that one.
Yeah.
And we may be doing that with another book too, perhaps, that you just mentioned to me.
Should be in next week. Might even be. I'm probably not doing USPS on Monday, huh?
No.
Yeah, so probably Tuesday. It'll be here, hopefully. Well, okay. On the weekends and holidays, does USPS just stop? Do the packages and mail just hit the ground floor where they are?
I don't think so.
Or, like the internals, the back end, are they still moving?
Yeah.
Or okay, it's just the mailmen in the offices that
that close.
Okay.
Because I've seen in holidays, or I should say this, I haven't seen anything change in the tracking during a holiday, but I've seen the next day after a holiday, the tracking move like transcontinentally, like it.
Okay.
So that tells me it was moving well. But I have wondered that too.
Yeah.
Like, does that mean is it just sitting in an airport hangar for? I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I think it's still moving, but they're just giving the people who actually the front facing, public facing, postal workers the day off.
Yeah.
Which they deserve.
Yeah. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode. In the description is a link to a Google form for a Q&A. We didn't get any questions last week, so if you made it this far and you want to submit us a question so we can do a Q&A episode, that Google form is in the description below. So ask us anything. There's rules to what you can ask us in the
we right to
just make it
refusal.
appropriate. Yeah, just that's pretty much the only thing. Which I mean, I think you guys will, but trolls occasionally will stumble upon it. So that's in the description. Ask us Q&A. We'll do a Q&A sometime in February. But I forgot to mention that earlier. I should mention that on the front end, but
it's okay. Maybe throw out an IG short or something. No, it's not a short. It's a reel, right?
Reel.
I gotta keep my terminology straight.
Yeah.
Shorts is YouTube.
Shorts is YouTube. Yeah, and then TikTok is TikTok.
They're just TikToks. They're all short.
Yeah.
Well, how long are TikToks now?
I think you can make them like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can post like full on videos. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I thought they were supposed to sort of be like replacing Vine or something. They were going to be short.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's so popular and it's becoming like its own. I mean, there's times where I will search on TikTok instead of going to Google.
I haven't really used TikTok much.
Yeah.
But I think it's a generational thing.
Yeah. I don't use TikTok as much as I used to, but yeah.
I mean, I follow all my family that has TikTok accounts.
Yeah.
I see those things. But because of that, whenever I go on TikTok, the algorithm only shows me, what does it show me? Marvel Rivals. I get Minecraft, so it's like my TikTok doesn't even, it's like.
Yeah, I've been on the comic book side of TikTok recently, and it's very interesting, very different hobbyists on that, a lot younger and a lot more on the reading and like reading everything.
But that's actually a smart place to go because the younger readers are the potential buyers and collectors in the future. Maybe.
Yeah.
No guarantees.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's like an inevitable like
evolution.
Yeah. I mean, I have customers who, I mean, and you say it all the time too. Like, oh, I remember when this was on the shelf. I remember buying this and reading this.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes nostalgic.
Which is why you always say, don't sleep on Nightwing.
Yep. I started doing a live sale this week. I was surprised, man. That book should have sold. I mean, I'm never going to force a sale, but I was telling you guys, I had a 9.2 near mint minus, Tales of the Teen Titans 44, first Dick Grayson as Nightwing. And I said twice, Nightwing is incredibly popular with the younger generation. This is like,
yeah.
If there's books that I'm like personally, if you ask me personally, what books, not, Superman 1, AF-15, like not Silver Age, but just like for the upcoming generations, what books are you investing in? Tales of the Teen Titans, 44, Ultimate Fallout 4, Edge of Spider-Verse 2,
Invincible,
but I mean that one's already like, you've already seen the effects of what a book like that can do.
Yeah.
Even earlier this year, I think you could have bought a 9.6 for like $1,000. Now this is like a $3,000 book.
Yeah. So
like you just see what this. I mean, this is an example.
Yeah.
Of a modern book
driven by those buyers
and the watchers of the entertainment.
Yes.
And that consume the show. And so, Nightwing hasn't even been. I think he was on a live action TV show that was like kind of more, it's got more of like a cult following than anything, but he's never been in a mainstream movie. I mean, we've only had like one Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
In the 90s. What's his name?
Chris
With the
O'Donnell.
Bat nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris O'Donnell. Yeah.
and we haven't seen a Robin since. And so I think a lot of the Robins,
yes, I agree with you.
first appearances.
And and that includes the Carrie Kelly.
Yeah.
From The Dark Knight Returns. And I think her first cover appearance is issue 3, but I think it's issue 2, right? Isn't that right?
I don't know what
I have to look at, but whatever it is, it's not issue 1. I think it's one of the other ones. And that one might end up being the one that's most valuable down the road.
Yeah. I think, yeah. So first Miles, first Spider-Gwen, first Nightwing. Those are probably like the top 3 like favorite characters of the generation. Obviously there's going to be some niche stuff. Oh, Invincible also, but that's not like really a book. You can't really get into it. These are books that I would buy because you can still kind of get in at the ground floor. Even Ultimate Fallout 4.
Yeah.
For all that's worth. Invincible is like far surpassed that. And it's a little bit tougher to be like, all right, like I'm going to buy a 9.2 for, $2,000 or whatever. Like that's a lot. Like,
but you can get, and I think you were offered that for $70, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I saw it because I was watching on my phone and I was like, I can't. I just told myself to take it easy, like for a little bit and reset your finances and then get back in. But I also told you that whenever I find that book at a good price, I'm going to buy it. I almost bought it because I know, because you've told me, and I do have one copy, but that's not enough. At some point, we're all going to say, remember when it was under $100 to get it raw in a near mint condition?
Yeah.
I think it's 150-ish in a 9.6, 9.8 in that range. I don't think it's like crazy. 250 for a 9.8 maybe? 200?
Yeah, 9.8 I think is, I think in closer in that range. I have a 9.6 newsstand in my PC. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I think a 9.8 newsy goes for a little bit. Well, obviously it would go for a little bit more, especially because that's like later, like, that's like, I think it's after 1985, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when like newsstands really were like, those are harder to get in nicer condition.
I remember how confusing it was because, I was there when the new Teen Titans were created. DC Comics Presents 26, I think, and then New Teen Titans 1. That was the hot book. The very first comic convention I went to was a DC 26 and New Teen Titans 1 along with Daredevil 158. And everybody was after. And X-Men 137, Death of Phoenix. And so everybody was going for these books. And then at some point, after like 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years of New Teen Titans, they switched and went to Tales of New Teen Titans. And then like higher quality paper. And it was really weird. It's like, wait, you had this popular title. Now you're just kind of resetting it. That's pretty common now, but it had never really happened before. And I kind of fell off at that point. I'm like, well, I'm not going to they're not going to reset the whole hype now. Like that's what they're trying to do. And so I missed out then on first Vigilante. I missed out on first Nightwing. I just wasn't buying them.
Yeah.
Oops. I've got a few oops, but I mean, that's going to happen, right? You're not going to buy everything. But doesn't mean I won't buy them now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the Robins are good buys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the top 3 in this order would be Nightwing, Damian Wayne, Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Damian Wayne. I love that book. I saw somebody get that book on I actually have a crazy Whatnot story after this one. Okay. I have 2 Whatnot stories. The first one is short. Somebody bought the first Damian Wayne for $40 near mint on Whatnot, which is I think is a really good deal. I think I bought mine for $60.
That's interesting. Before you get to the next story, I have a question because I have the retconned first Damian Wayne, which is the Son of the Demon hardcover graphic novel that came out. DC pushed it out very quickly after The Dark Knight Returns. That's like the 3rd time I've said Dark Knight Returns. I don't know why, but that just everything seems to be revolving around that in my head right now. But they put that out and I bought it and I don't even think I read it. I just bought it, put it, wrapped it in plastic and stuck it away.
Yeah.
And that actually is all about the son of Batman. It is Damian Wayne.
Talia al Ghul?
All of that.
That's his mom?
Yeah, it's it's him. And they retconned that in later. But it still doesn't, like you can look it up on Key Collector. It's there, but it doesn't have, and they don't even have a picture of the first print. They don't even have a picture of it.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's a graphic novel. It's like, that's just.
I know. Yeah. It doesn't, I'm not complaining, but it's just interesting. Like,
doesn't appeal as much.
No. In the same way that the first Harley Quinn in that book isn't worth as much as the issue 12. So,
but I think there could be a time for it. There's a time for everything. So
I've waited this long. I just keep waiting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll at least read it now.
Yeah. Okay, this other story. This is the amount of self-control that I had because I wanted to honor what was going on in this show that I was watching and not be a sniper and impose onto an agreed sale. So this person, I click on the show on a Whatnot show. It had 6 viewers, which is not much.
No, that's small
for Whatnot. So sometimes I'm like, oh, what kind of deals are these guys giving out? Right? Like maybe they're overcharging and that's why they don't have a lot, or maybe they're just like, I'm just trying to move stuff. You never know. So I open it up. And he's holding a Tech 359 for his Batgirl. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, looks lower grade. Like I can see some tears, there's color breaks. Not like the greatest presenting book. So I'm thinking like this looks like it's in the 3.0 range, like just based off of color breaks and all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, I was asking 250. And then this guy, like, he was negotiating with this guy, and I guess he had countered at the guy had offered him 150 at some point. And then he was like, he's like, I'll meet you more than halfway. Like, I'll do 190.
Wow.
And I was like, that's a deal.
Yeah.
And the guy goes 175.
Oh my gosh.
And then he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I had it at 250. He's like, I already brought it down to 190. He's like, I mean, I would do, he's like, this is still my last, he's like, I'll do 180. And I was like, mind you, I didn't hear him talk about description, so I don't know if like it was like cover detached. I'm just going purely based off
what you
the
had in that
condition
moment.
I'm seeing on screen, and I'm guessing around a 3.0. I wouldn't put it in a 4.0 at all. It could have been a 2.5, could have been a 3.5, you know, just somewhere in that range, depending on like staple, staining, stuff that I just can't see because of quality of stream. And then he agreed. The guy's like, okay, I'll do it. But the thing is, he didn't put it in a buy it now shop, which in that scenario, it's like, okay, it's that guy's book. Like,
yeah, they're negotiating.
But he puts it up for auction. And I was like, I want to snipe this guy so bad. Because that is an incredible deal on that book.
Can you snipe on Whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah, because if it's an auction, because he basically was like, okay, well, agreed to 180. And then he started as like a 15-second auction. The starting price was 180.
Oh, shoot. I'm surprised you didn't.
I just like...
Oh, you should have.
I know, but it was
the seller would have loved it.
Which I said,
and it's an
like,
auction.
As the timer was going down, I was like, I want to snipe this so bad. And then it went off, and he was like, I was like, you guys had like negotiated a lot. And so I was like, I feel like, I don't know, but for whatever reason. So then the guy was like, he's like, hey, he's like, yeah, he's like, I appreciate that, man. He's like, but nah, he's like, if I run it as an auction, he's like, it's open to the room. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I get it. Like, I understand, but it's just like, I would hate to be that guy that's like, this dude made it, the dude who like,
yeah,
I benefit from his negotiating. Like, that feels bad.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. It's a live setting though. People coming in and out. All, you know, you show up and there's an auction going on. I mean,
is it morally wrong? No. I don't think so at all. But would I feel great about it? Probably not. And that's not the way I want to get that book.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. And I know you've wanted that book for a long time, so you don't want to have a negative association with it in any way.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Well, I would have bought that book purely to sell.
Oh man.
And that's the other thing is like, okay, this dude like
maybe he's like it's his whole allowance. You know, he's saved for 2 years, and now you're just like, I'll flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. That sort of retailer's responsibility, like not retail, reseller's responsibility. Like, you know, I don't not to equate comic books with houses, but you know, when somebody's clearly just like they're in it to buy a house and flip it, and they come in and they're able to throw money at it that a family can't.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't want it to a smaller degree. I get it. Yeah. Well, you're always going to aim to do the right thing. I know. So. And that I think comes back to you, and will come back to you.
And then I'm like, well, imagine this dude like opens up my Whatnot show, and then he sees that book going for $250 or whatever. Like that would suck.
After he did all the work,
yeah, that would sting.
That's fair.
That would hurt.
That would hurt.
But I was really close. I really was like, I mean, everything we just talked about.
Yeah.
In my mind, within the 5 seconds that were left, like I went through all of that in a matter of seconds.
That's one of the most attractive first appearance covers around.
Yeah,
you know,
it's great.
the way she's diagonal. You know, the same way that not in quite the same way, but similarly, you get that with Avengers 4, that sort of tilt, and then the violet or mauve color behind is just so pretty. The yellows in it. I love that cover. Yeah. I love that book. I've never owned it. I've always admired it. I would love to see you get it just so I can look at it up close. You know.
Yeah, and then that dude whipped out a Batman 14. a legit.
You were talking about Batman for like 1941,
Yeah.
Batman 14.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So are you following that seller now, I assume?
Yeah, I did follow him.
Yeah. I'm so eager to explore whatnot, but also scared to do it.
Yeah, I mean it's the Wild West out there. Also, as you guys know, I'm parting ways with most of my PC to fund, I don't even know what I'm funding at this point. Like I'm saying I'm gonna put it towards an ASM1, and if I could stomach it, maybe an AF15. But the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, I don't even know. Like,
yeah.
Like maybe it won't go to anything. Like,
Yeah, don't make any promises. Then you're free.
but then I was like, I still don't have X-Men 4.
No, you don't. And that's a book you really, really want. And you've always wanted it.
I was like, and I was messaging with Rohan. How many weeks in a row have we mentioned Rohan?
Yeah, Back in the Game comics.
Yeah,
Yep.
Back in the Game. There you go. This is like his 10th episode in a row.
Yeah, he's part of the family.
Yeah. But I was messaging with him, and I don't remember what book we were messaging about. Tomb of Dracula 10. He found a 6 white pages. And he's like, "You still looking for a white page?" And I was like, that's a nice book. I was like, but no. I was like, I'm not. I was like, I'm saving. I don't know what I'm saving towards. I'm gonna say ASM1 for now, but I'm saving. I was like, and that book is not worth me. Like,
That's a big detour.
yeah. But then I was like, X-Men 4. I was like, I think that's probably the only book that I could detour for.
Mm-hmm.
It's X-Men 4. Because look, I got Daredevil. I got Invincible. I consider Batman 227, that 7.0. I consider that like my Batman Grail.
Yeah.
I don't need a Golden Age Batman. Like, yeah, I'm fine with that. I got my first Doom. I have my first Kang, which that I'm trying to sell and upgrade. I don't have a Wanda key. The biggest is this one, is signed by Elizabeth Olsen, but I don't have the first appearance. So,
and you really that's one of your favorite
and
characters.
that's like, yeah, when you talk about my favorite characters, I have the grails for nearly all of my favorite characters.
Yep.
Except that one. I have first Punisher.
You're pursuing Spider-Man
Yeah.
now. So.
I mean, as close as I could get. Yeah.
Yeah.
For whatever it's worth. Yeah.
Wow. Well, and you want a white pager.
Yeah.
So
I would love a 4.0 white page.
That's what I was going to say.
X-Men 4.
4.0 white page is probably not going to, I mean, it's not going to be cheap, but it's also not going to break the bank.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's about 1,100-ish, I think, around there.
Okay. Well, maybe that's a big number. But it wouldn't be too much of a detour.
No.
Maybe just to sort of quench your thirst halfway through.
Yeah.
To because it's hard, you guys, man, it's hard. If you've ever dug into your PC and sold books, it's not easy. Like there's sentimental attachment. There's, you thought you'd always keep the book. You have a story. You remember acquiring it. It's hard to do. So you got to give yourself something along the way to remind you why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I've sold from my PC just to pay rent. Like when I was starting my business years ago, and Deb and I were just recently talking about it. Do I wish I still had the books? Sure. Do I regret selling them? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't care that they've gone up by a factor of 10. It doesn't matter. For what it meant for me at the time to sell, I'm glad I did it.
Hey, you had to survive.
Yeah, right. And it bought me the time to get my business off the ground, and which gave me, everything that I have that I love in my life, that money can buy, and freedom and all that, but something along the way just to say, all right, I'm selling these things. I have a goal in mind, but just along the way, let me just pick this one book up, man, just so that I can have some.
Just want to feel something.
Yeah, just a little something, So that would be. I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
Just being patient, waiting for the right book, the right deal.
Yeah.
Does Rohan doesn't have one, does he?
No.
Okay, because I wouldn't put it past him to have a book like that.
No. Well, he might. I don't. At least not one that he's selling.
Okay.
But yeah, 4.0 white pager. Yeah, if you know of one in the market, send it my way. All right.
Yeah, let's getting on time, getting close to the game, right?
Yeah, we are about 25 minutes away.
Okay,
So.
just enough time to get the chicken wings order in or whatever, hot wings, whatever we're doing.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. I forgot to mention also at the beginning of the show, Monday I'm not doing a live sale, but I will be hosting my friend Katsu Comics for his first ever IG claim sale. So if you want to come out and support him, he's done Whatnot stuff. I'll tell you, he is the fastest shipper out of Texas. This man, I mean, he will do a show like 7 p.m. his time in Texas, and then he'll have the book shipped when USPS opens.
The tracking number when the sun comes up the next day.
Yeah, I mean, this dude is shipping like within 12 to 15 hours. Yeah. So, we've been friends for a long time at this point, half my life, pretty much. Yeah. Since him and I are both turning 30. So, would mean a lot if you stop by, showed some support. That'll be Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. I think so. I hit all the time zones. So, really appreciate that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. And we will see you guys for another episode next week.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Peace.